This is the Temple of Geek Cosplay Connection, your inside connection to the world of cosplay.
Welcome to another episode of the Cosplay Connection. Today's special guest is someone that we follow on Instagram. Her costumes are absolutely amazing, and she is known for her Black Canary costumes. Without further ado, beaming all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, is Laurel of That's So Laurel Cosplay. Welcome to the show.
Hi, so excited to be here, or good afternoon.
Yeah.
Making up a second cup of coffee.
Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. Let's start off by asking you to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, sure. Well, I really am Laurel. That is my real first name. I get that question a lot. And I live in Atlanta, and I work in PR, and I've been cosplaying for the past, 4.5 years. 4.5 years. Yeah. And I fell into it completely by accident, and I'm addicted, and now I'm broke, because I'm spending all my money on cosplays. But that's a little bit about me.
How did you get started in cosplay?
I was a Doctor Who fan, and I was binge watching the new Who series, and my girlfriend was like, hey, you know what? We're going to Dragon Con for the first time this year. You need to cosplay Bad Wolf. You don't know who she is yet, but, here's the costume. You can start working on it. And I got all of my supplies from Goodwill. It took me 10 minutes in the store, and I found everything. And I went to Dragon Con for the first time, and I got a stupid amount of attention for it. And I wasn't even there. I was just there to take it all in and be with people who are nerds just like me. And I was hooked. I really had no choice after that. It was ever since then, I've been spending all of my money on cosplay.
How many costumes have you created over the years?
Let's see here. So I have Bad Wolf, Poison Ivy. I have Black Canary Justice League, Black Canary with the black jacket from Justice League, Black Canary from Arrow. So that's 5. I'm working on two other Black Canaries because Injustice 2 just came out, and they just debuted, a new character, which is Black Canary. Got to do that one. So I think in total I have 5 I have Astrid from Doctor Who. So 6. I have 6 cosplays so far that are full. The problem was that I had to redo Bad Wolf and make it completely screen accurate. So that took me a little while to do.
Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here. Is Black Canary your favorite character to design costumes for?
Of course. She wears leather. She's a badass. And I have her name. I mean, it was meant to be.
Well, how do you design your costumes? I mean, are they replicas, or do you try to create like your own versions?
I try to make them as screen accurate as possible. There's a reason that I fell in love with the character, and half of that is keeping to the integrity of the original design that the comic books always have, or at least for the comic books I fell in love with. So that's usually what I go for now. I'm not gonna lie. My costumes are usually 50% purchased, 50% made. I am really good at shoes and 3D printing and weapons. I just haven't mastered the art of sewing leather. That's really hard to do. So I have to get some help with that.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. It was about the hand, are all of them handmade, but you just said they were 50%. So let me ask you this. I mean, you said leather is hard. Is it, what else, what other challenges are there in building these costumes?
Well, I mean, it's the stud work. It's coming out with the print patterns, and, it's for me, it's sewing. Sewing is really hard. I really love, I'm OCD about being really screen accurate and trying to make the whole costume come to life. So if it's not perfect, I'm going to get help. But when it comes to, I made my Canary cry. When it comes to metal work, and all you need is a little bit of super glue and start digging through your stuff, and you can usually find what you're looking for. Yeah,
I actually saw that you posted pictures of that on Instagram. How you made that, the materials and stuff. So I thought that was cool.
Oh, I love it. It was so fun. I went over to my mom's place. I was like, Mom, I know you never throw away a single piece of jewelry. Let me rate it. Because I know you don't wear half the stuff that's in there. And so I broke a watch in the product, smashed open a face and stuck an earring in the center. That's what made the actual cry. And this is a necklace. Then you've got earrings all around here. That's what's fun. So she didn't realize I was going to destroy her jewelry, but it was kind of too late.
Well, he had mentioned Doctor Who earlier. What other fandoms are you into?
Definitely DC and Marvel comics. Even though you see me cosplaying all the time in with DC characters, I haven't had a chance to really do some Marvel characters yet. Sailor Moon. I did that. I'm a 90s 2000 child. I was into that when I was little. Let's see here. Pretty much those are my current ones right now. And of course, Doctor Who, the new season's coming out, so I'm watching out for that one.
She's like, I'm pumped and ready to see Doctor Who.
It's last season with Capaldi, but it happens. They're up to a new rotation.
Yeah, they rotate out every couple years?
Usually every three seasons. It looks like every 3 years. I thought with Moffat leaving, they were going to maybe keep Capaldi around for a little while, but sadly, no.
Well, how many cons do you try to attend in a year?
Let's see here. Well, it used to be when I first started out, I only went to a lot of Atlanta cons, and depending on my budget, my goal is to hit about 7 or 8 a year. And this year, I'm going to try and go to a couple South Carolina cons and the Boston Comic Con. It's just half the battle is either getting a ticket or getting a hotel room. So we'll see what happens.
Do you ever try to do anything like GoFundMe or anything like that to see if people will help you out?
No, I haven't done that. I don't know why. I do have a full-time job, so I consider myself an adult, and I just need to put some money aside to afford these things. So there's many other things in the world that money can go to other than paying for me to come to cons.
Well, what's it like having people, come to you at conventions and just want to take pictures with Black Canary, you as Black Canary, or any of the other characters you cosplay as?
Oh my gosh, I love it. I don't know why I've been told I have a resting bitch face if I'm not smiling, and I don't mind people approaching me. That's the whole reason I go to cons, is to meet people who are passionate about what I'm passionate about. So I've now, over the past couple of cons, I've had people come up like, "That's so Laurel," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's me. That's awesome." And I had no idea that I was going to get the fandom from Instagram. I just started that because it was time to separate professional world from cosplay world. And it's been amazing, absolutely amazing, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I meet amazing people.
That's awesome. I saw that, I guess it was recently that you met Katie Cassidy. So I have to ask, what was that experience like?
It was amazing. It was a Heroes and Villains con, and typically when you go to those, they kind of line you up like cattle, and you don't get very much time to go through there. But she really freaks out when she sees people who cosplay as her character. And when I told her my name was Laurel in real life, she was like, "You're kidding. You've got to be, like, you're kidding." And it was a little bit of a freak out moment. So I thought I was going to freak out. She actually did like a little happy dance, and we got to pose together. It was great. She was fabulous.
Now, I want to take this a little bit further here. Are you sad that she's off the show?
Yes, absolutely. That's my only problem with Arrow right now, is I feel like it was very disrespectful to the original comics to kill Laurel. She's in game, and they get married. That Green Arrow and Laurel, that just happens. And so I'm still secretly hoping they bring her back. Though the new Canary, spoilers, by the way, anybody, but it's the most recent episode. They brought back a new Canary, and she is badass. So I do respect her. But I'd love for Laurel to be resurrected somehow. We'll see what happens.
Now in the comic book lore, this new Canary that they're introducing is technically supposed to be Laurel's mother,
which doesn't make any sense. Absolutely no sense. And when she said her name was Dinah, I was like,
Dinah Drake.
I hit myself in the forehead. Yes, guys, really, we're taking some steps back here. Yeah, I have no idea what the show writers are doing. I'm kind of confused.
I'm not gonna lie, I was literally yelling when the episode prior, he was like, we need to find a new Black Canary. I was like, it better not be freaking Felicity. I was like getting mad. But
that's what's fun, is that what didn't everybody think at one time that excuse me, that's my phone, that Felicity was going to be the Oracle at one point. Yeah. That's more plausible than making her the new Canary. So I don't know. I know everybody loves Felicity with Oliver, the whole like romance and everything there, but I sit here and I'm like, you guys, if you read the comics, this is not going to work out. So, Oliver always gets emotional, and he repeats his mistakes over and over again on Arrow, so it wasn't ever going to work out.
Well, getting back to Katie Cassidy, when she saw you in costume, was she excited? What did she say about the costume? Was she impressed?
Oh, she's like, I love it. And she did a little happy dance. I mean, take in mind this happened over the course of maybe 10 to 15 seconds. That's really all I got.
But it feels like half an hour for you.
It did. It was a glorified, everything happened in slow motion, picture, running towards each other. It was good. It was fun.
That's how I felt when I met Kevin Smith. It's like 2 seconds, but I'm like,
Exactly. And you walk out and your stargaze like that was it. I waited 45 minutes and it's over, but it was worth it. So
Well, do you have any interesting convention stories? Like anything maybe awesome that happened or maybe not so awesome? Anything that might be interesting?
Gosh, cons are always a blur for me. I mean, between, sweating and, your feet dying because you're walking everywhere. I did, last year. So since I'm wearing this is why I'm thinking about it, but I probably shouldn't tell everybody about this. Who cares? I split my pants. I wear very tight leather pants with these, and it was my first time wearing the cosplay, and everything was fine. Everything was good all day. And then I went downstairs, the Marriott Marquis, this was at Dragon Con, and I was exhausted, and we were waiting to go inside a concert, and I sat on the floor, and I split my pants. And I had to, if anybody knows Dragon Con, you have like 3 different hotels to walk through, and I had a hotel room. It was the weirdest walk of shame ever, having to waddle and go all the way back up to my hotel room because I didn't want anybody to see what was going on. And but the people I was staying with, they were cracking up, and I was mortified, like almost in tears, mortified. Went back to my room, changed into a different Black Canary costume, took 2 shots of whiskey, and went back out. So,
I was going to say, did you have a spare cosplay costume to change into? Oh, yeah.
There's always backups to backups, and you are not a true cosplayer if you're not constantly walking around with a mini sewing kit and super glue. So it's, yeah. That was my most recent incident at a con.
The incident.
The incident, it really was.
What does Laurel do for full-time work? You had mentioned earlier that you are a PR representative, PR agent?
Yes. Right now, I work for Golem, and my job is that one of my main clients is Peanuts. And I've heard every nut joke out there, so I don't want to hear any. Don't trust me, I've heard it. But my job is essentially I have a very fun job. I work in food, so not only do I get to talk about the nutritional value of peanuts, but I also get to partner up and work with chefs and go throughout the food industry to talk about the different ways that peanuts can be incorporated into today's like food trends, and especially to millennials because everybody's talking about us these days. So that's mostly my job, and I love it. Absolutely love it. I have other clients too, but I kind of favor them right now.
You favor the peanuts.
I favor them. Yes.
There are cosplayers out there like Riddle and Nicole Marie Jean who have made cosplaying something of a job. Is this something you would like to see yourself transition to for work, or would you just want to keep doing this for fun?
Oh God, I have no idea. I've recently started to get paid for a couple things, and to be honest, I'm not really making that big of a profit because that money goes straight back into another cosplay, or it goes towards my hotel at my next con. So I don't know. I really have no idea. I think it'd be cool. I mean, why not get paid to do something that I thought was going to be a hobby? This has already been, a little bit more than what I was expecting. So we'll see where it goes, but absolutely. I don't even know how cosplayers truly make a ton of money off this. I know Yaya Han and, Jessica Nigri, they do fairly well. So we'll see. Maybe a year's time from now, I'll be living in a penthouse somewhere and will be everywhere. Yeah, we'll be doing something like that.
Well, what can we expect to see from you in the next year or so? Like any type of new costumes that you're planning, anything exciting that we should hear about?
So it's more Canary costumes. My goal was to do every single version from the comics. So I'm making the yellow and black version, but, I'd like to say, or I'd like to think that everybody can tell the difference between my cosplays versus other cosplays. I put a lot of time and effort into them. So I'm not just doing like yellow duct tape on the boots. I'm using metal work, and I'm creating metal, like bright yellow gold stripes down the boots. I'm going to do the same for the gloves. It's all going to be legit stuff. And I'm also hoping to do the new one, the Injustice 2 game, that version that just came out. As soon as I saw it, I fell in love with it. And it involves a lot of fishnets. You guys have no idea how hard it is to put fishnets and leather together and sew it. So
I'm sure it's already hard to wear fishnets, let alone
I know.
put it together.
It leaves weird imprints on your legs and all that stuff. But, you know, you get that one magic photo and it's all worth it. All completely worth it. Those are my next couple ones. Oh, and I'm upgrading this cosplay. Some parts of this were made cheaply from China, and I'm actually found the leather retailer that makes the screen accurate version of her utility belt and all this stuff. So I'm going to try and make some versions of that. Oh, I completely forgot. I'm going to do Black Siren from Arrow.
Oh, awesome.
Yes, I forgot about that because I started. I'm sure you've seen people do this. You stalk every single photo online and zoom in and see how it was made. And I'm putting my budget together for that, but that's going to get done. I'm not sure about the nose ring though. Little concerned about having that on, but we'll get it done.
Just, use a little piece of glue or whatever you call them, the little sticky fake nose rings or whatever, so you don't have to.
Yeah, but I'm like, man, I'm going to be at a con and I'm going to sneeze and it's going to go out and I'll never find it again. I'm not going to want to stick that back in my nose. So I'm going to have to buy them in bulk.
Well, now it's time for random questions. This is the part where I use a random question generator. I click the button and we get a random question, and I just want to see what your response is.
Sure.
So feel free to not answer if you're not comfortable.
Oh, are these going to be inappropriate?
No, it shouldn't be. At least I hope not. I won't ask inappropriate ones, I promise. All right, first question. Who is your favorite actor or actress?
Ooh, Henry Cavill right now. He's gorgeous. He's in my 5. 5 people you're allowed to sleep with if I ever get married one day.
He's in your 5, your top 5,
Yes.
your inner circle.
Yes.
If you could acquire any skill, what would you choose?
Any what?
Any type of skill.
Ooh. Does this include like inhuman capabilities?
Yeah, let's just go ahead and say that.
Because I've always wanted to be a female version of Wolverine. Just constantly be able to heal myself and be a badass and have, all that come out of my hand.
Giant razor blades coming out of your hand.
Yes. The metal version though, after he suffered and went through the upgrades and whatnot. Yes, that.
Do you read reviews about movies before deciding whether or not to watch?
Absolutely not. You can't help but see some of the reviews online as you're scrolling through Instagram or Facebook or whatnot. But if I'm a big fan of a movie coming out, I'm going to go see it. Might as well and make my own opinion of it. Like the Beauty and the Beast trailer coming out soon. I almost cried at the trailer. And then I have other people who are not a big fan of Emma Watson, me and Belle. And I'm like, whatever, you guys can do your own thing. I'll go to the movie theater by myself if I have to. Yeah, no, there's no reason to. Everybody, no.
Do you prefer to cook or order takeout?
Cook in a heartbeat. I would not be very good at my job if I didn't have a passion for food. I love cooking. That's absolutely not. I even made beef Wellington for all 14 Spragues in the family this year. I had to make 3 of them. They were this big, 2 pounds each. It was an absolute success.
That sounds amazing. What is your dream job?
If I was 5, I would have told you I wanted to be a lawyer and go to Harvard. I'm actually I'm living part of my dream job kind of right now. I get to travel. I go to Napa. I go to California. I get to go to food conferences where there's samples everywhere. So I'm constantly in and out of my fat pants. But I'm kind of liking what I do right now. If I had to do anything, though, maybe I could be an actress. I'm not sure if I could cry on cue, though, but that would be cool. That might be my dream job right now, because that would involve dressing up in costumes every day.
You don't hear a lot of people saying that their jobs, current jobs, are their dream jobs, so that's really awesome that you're saying that. So that's really cool.
I have an amazing team. We have it's all girls in the office, and my boss is the only guy, bless his heart. And we all get along, and that never happens. That absolutely never happens. I work in a great, positive environment. Can't ask for more.
Well, thank you for being a good sport and answering those questions. So is there anything else you think that we should know about Laurel? Anything else we should know about you?
Let's see here. I can't really think of it. I mean, people ask me questions. If any of you follow That's So Laurel on Instagram, ask me questions, message me at cons, come up to me, talk to me. I want to meet as many of you as possible. I recently, this morning, I got a message from somebody saying, I missed you at Comic-Con, and, I was too afraid. I saw you for 2 seconds, but I was too afraid to go up to you. And I was like, you're kidding, right? I am human. Give me pizza or bourbon. Totally your choice. And we're going to get along just fine. Like, don't worry about it.
How would our followers get to learn more about you? What type of sites or social media can they go to?
I have a Facebook, that's so Laurel, but I'm way more active on Instagram right now. I'll probably be starting a YouTube channel soon because I've had a couple companies ask me to start one. So I have no idea what I'm going to say on these videos, but if it's anything like this interview and you're entertained by that, sure, come on, it'll be great. But right now, those are my current platforms. That's all I have time for, you guys. It takes time to do all this stuff. So, that's where I'm at.
So is it just Instagram /That's So Laurel?
Yep. Everything is That's So Laurel. I don't know how I was able to nab that on all three platforms, but it worked out.
That's going to do it for this episode of Cosplay Connection. Thank you so much, Laurel, for joining me on this episode. To all of you watching out there, remember to visit templeofgeek.com for future episodes of this show and other content. And as always, thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.